What's up guys, it's Brandon Childs. Today I'm going over an exercise called ball push-ups. Now on the surface this may just seem like a more advanced version of a regular push-up, but it has a lot of benefits because it requires a lot more core and upper body strength, and it really trains your central nervous system how to engage all these smaller muscles in your upper half to help translate to more dynamic strength in real world activities such as sports like wrestling and football, to where you have to control someone in front of you and you may not know which direction they're going to go, so you want to train your body how to naturally react quicker to make sure that you're more than likely to come out as the victor, but also to make sure you're not going to injure yourself if your body is not used to some movement and it's doing something that it wasn't ready for. So for a ball push-up, it's going to be the exact same motion as a regular push-up, except you're going to be doing it on the ball. So as you go down, you want to shift your weight forward and push back. But setting up on the ball, you want to get a ball that's a decent size. You don't want it too big because then your hands are going to have to be way too wide in order to stabilize it. And you don't want too small because then it's going to be too close together for you to work the chest muscles the way you want to. So good medium-sized ball to where your hands can be nice and shoulder width. And then from there you want to set up just like a regular push-up, except the difference this time is your hand placement. You kind of want it more on the outsides of the ball, because a normal push-up, if your hands are flat with your elbows in, you want it in the same position on the ball, but now still keep your elbows in. You want to keep most of the weight on the inside of your thumb as you're doing this push-up to kind of mimic keeping the wrists flat. The only difference now is that as you go down, you're going to be squeezing the ball together to engage your chest. So what that looks like is just like this. You want your shoulders directly over the wrist, just like in a regular push-up. Make sure you're not shifted too far forward, because you will fall forward and embarrass yourself. You don't want to do that. But you also don't want to be so far back that you're way out of the range to do any kind of motion. So once you're nice and lined up, make sure that your feet are nice and wide. You don't want them too close together because it can make it a lot more challenging to bounce the ball, and it's hard to get a center of gravity from there. So nice wide base keeps your center of gravity nice and neutral. And then from there, make sure your pelvis is up in the front, so that way you're engaging your abs and your glutes together to make sure you're not using your lower back. You don't want your butt sticking up too high. You also don't want it sinking down. So nice and neutral. Then when you're ready to go down to the push-up, you lean forward. As you can see, my hands are going nice and low on my body. I'm squeezing together, keep the weight on the inside of my palms to make sure I'm not hurting my wrist. Elbows are squeezing in. As I push back, I'm pushing back towards my feet, but keeping my body straight. And if you notice, my arms are shaking a lot to kind of stabilize the ball. That's my central nervous system teaching my body how to fire all these little muscles in my arm to help stabilize. So one more time, as you go down, under control. And as you push back, you can see my arms shaking a lot. So all those little muscle fibers are firing to help improve that strength. Now as you go down and up, if you notice, you want to make sure that you're really squeezing your elbows in together to help recruit some help from the posterior delt. You don't want to wing your elbows out to the side, because again, you're going to be putting a lot of strain on the front of your shoulder, and you don't want to do that for this exercise. Now if you want to make it a little more challenging, you can elevate your feet with something similar height of the ball. Use this bench, and now as you can see, I'm a lot more level, and it mimics a more natural push-up. So it's a little more challenging, but it's more beneficial because now I can really get my weight forward and more of the resistance into my arms to make sure my arms are getting the most challenge, keeping the elbows in. And you also want to make sure that as you're going down, even though the weight is on the inside of your palm, you still want to be squeezing your fingers down like that, so that way you're not putting all of this pressure and strain on your wrists. Thank you guys for watching. Be sure to like and subscribe, and if you have any questions or requests, make sure you leave them in the comments so that I can continue to make content that will bring out your ultra instinct.